This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of Capes and Lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Oh, we lost Trey.
Hey, everyone. If you're listening to this on the podcast, welcome to our Capes and Lunatics San Diego Comic-Con 2019 special. I am Phil. Lilith was supposed to be here, but technical difficulties. But hey, I got Charlie Esser.
Yes, I am. Charlie, the professor. That's all you need, yes.
And we're test running a new way of recording since Google Hangout's going away. So everyone on the podcast probably like, what? There's no difference. But, well, no, the sound might be better. Does it sound better to you?
Sounds great to me. I don't know. I can only hear you, but you usually sound pretty good. So.
Yeah.
I was just saying hello to Badges, who just
we discovered even when we're not on the air, we have like kind of an audience who can watch us. Hey, everyone.
Yeah. Come on down to Get Vocal.
So yeah, like we were telling Dre before, we do this for a podcast, so that you can catch this in podcast form. The Capes and Lunatics. We have a YouTube channel, and like I said, if this works the way it looks like we're probably gonna be live on Facebook. So, all right, Charlie. Since we don't have our little Hellfire, who's actually at Comic-Con, what do you want to talk about? On Saturday with Ray. We got a lot. Oh, well, we recorded on Saturday morning before they announced all that Marvel stuff because you are Mr. Marvel.
I'm a Marvel man. Yeah,
got a lot of dates, and I think.
Well, I think one of the biggest stories is the return of Blade. Let's talk Blade for a minute.
That's the one they didn't announce a date for that one yet.
No, well, because basically, Cottonmouth called them up and said, "Yeah, I know you guys. I want to do Blade." And I said, "Okay, you got an Oscar, you can be Blade." That's you got an Oscar. It's like, yeah, okay, you pick a character. Got an Oscar, pick a character.
Hey, he must be good. He must be good. I mean, he already played something in the MCU, and they're like, "Hey, come back and do another role." Yeah.
From Luke Cage, which is a brilliant series over on Netflix. Well, it used to be. Well, it's still there. You can still watch it. Which, not for nothing, it does show that, hey, there's never any hard feelings in the whole storyline.
Heck no. Hey, I wonder if can they offer a lot of those MCU actors like different roles? I mean, could we see like
of course they can. I mean, I don't know.
We see Kristen Ritter as someone else, Charlie Cox.
Why don't you ask Captain America if you can be in another Marvel property and then come over and join the MCU? I mean, yes, you can. Here's what I want to say. What I love about the fact that they're bringing Blade into the MCU is that it does establish this idea of monsters, specifically vampires, which is such a... It's one of these things where it's like, that shouldn't be a departure, but it so much is. It's one thing to say, well, extra-dimensional gods and, non-corporeal demons and yada, yada, yada. But to say, nope, vampires. Freaking Blackulas. We got a Blackula infestation,
I mean, besides all the space stuff, I guess we're going like mystical too, because I mean, yeah, we're getting Blade with the supernatural stuff, but they announced Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yes, which of course has as its co-star the Scarlet Witch. Wanda, who is also doing WandaVision at the same time.
Yeah, because I think they said WandaVision comes first, and then kind of the character jumps from that into Doctor Strange. I think.
Well, exactly, and I think that's exactly what it's going to be. And so here's my thing with WandaVision and everything else is that you're looking at this idea of Wanda, who has suffered the tragedy of the death of someone she cared deeply about. They straight up fridged Vision for her to give her that lady sadness. And now, well, it's not man sadness when it's So, but she lost her vision, and now it's about her recreating that when her mind and in her influence of the external world. And it's important to remember that, when we look at these characters, when we look at Wanda, when we look at Captain Marvel, these characters empowered by these Infinity Stones are insanely powerful. They, in fact, I honestly think Wanda absolutely would have killed Thanos in Endgame. I think that Thanos was in so much pain and fear in Endgame that's why he calls down the fire. He says, "Kill everything! Just make it stop! I can't handle one more second of this woman twisting my mind, twisting my body." And that's the thing; it's not just the physical pain; it's in his mind. He is 100% in there, tearing this man apart. Which is, hey, he deserves it. He's Thanos. But, it just emphasizes the incredible power level of these characters. And when you have Wanda sort of have her break, have her issues with everything she's gone through, and now she's trying to recreate something beautiful, but that's going to cause problems in the multiverse. And here is my big prediction. Mordo will be in the Multiverse of Madness, but he is not the villain. He's still not the villain yet. They're going to slow burn that Mordo as the villain until at least the third movie, because it's really in many ways about Mordo's transformation to become the villain as he deals with...
Oh, yeah, like Keenan said, isn't Nightmare the villain?
He may be. But then it's going to be about the conflicting issues between Mordo and Strange, and how do we deal with this? Because arguably, if you have Wanda opening up the portals to the Multiverse of Madness, you are going to be having Mordo saying, "Well, let's stick a knife in her and call it a day." It's like she's opening these things, she's threatening the universe. Let's end it. There's too many novices using magic. Yeah. And Dr. Strange saying, "No, she is a friend of mine. I know her. We work together. I know her from work. I'm not going to let her destroy. I'm not going to let you destroy her." And it's going to be Mordo and Strange sort of working together. And it's going to solidify Mordo's view that everything has to change. Everything has to fall apart because of Strange's attachment to the mortal people. Mordo, he's better than everybody else. And of course, that is the classic story of Mordo. Mordo is, of course, like in the comic books, Mordo was literally born to be the Sorcerer Supreme. In the comics, that's like his secret origin. They did a secret origin of Mordo back in the 90s, where it's like, he was born under the certain celestial prophecies and all sorts of sacrifices were made just so he could be the Sorcerer Supreme. And of course, he shows up at the Ancient One's house, and the Ancient One's like, no. You're powerful, not going to argue it. You're a great wizard. Any one of the top guys at Hogwarts, but you are not meant to be Sorcerer Supreme. You ain't Harry Potter. Not that I have any love for Harry Potter, but just use the common vernacular of the young people, as we say.
Yeah, Keenan's saying that. I thought I heard this. WandaVision is only 4 episodes. Yeah, I think a lot of those series are like short seasons or whatever.
Yeah, well, they're just meant to tell a story. Really, it's like one movie, but it's broken up.
Like a big movie, yeah.
Yeah, it's like one big movie that they cut up, in several ways to give to us to enjoy in between movies,
Yeah.
And I am certain that because of the synergy you find over at Disney, it's going to be everything they give you, it's going to lead into something else.
Oh yeah.
Which is why I wonder about Loki being the Loki from another universe, or being from the Loki who's broken away, the Loki who took the Tesseract and went on his own adventures. It makes me wonder if there's going to be an entire concept going on about, this multiverse of madness, if you will. This multiversal structure, and what universe are we even in anymore? What is it? What the Watcher views? Well, yeah, the Watcher. Well, I mean, and we are getting a Watcher. In fact, I think they cast the Watcher. I don't remember who they said they cast as the Watcher in the What If series. So we are going to be getting a Watcher,
of course,
an actual Watcher, and I don't have the information in front of me.
Well,
that was the job. She's there. She's supposed to be writing this down.
Well, what if is animated, right? So I mean, all you need is a guy with a cool voice.
Yeah, and it was a guy with a cool voice. I remember reading it and saying, "Oh yeah, he's got a cool voice. He'll be great as a Watcher." But I have forgotten who it is, and but anyway, it'll be, we're going to see these multiple universes, and for what it's worth, seeing Peggy Carter Captain America could get us a Becky Barnes in the regular MC universe to be Tessa's Queen of Asgard.
But
totally skipping it.
Did you see they confirmed for the Falcon and Winter Soldier that actor Daniel Bruhl is back as Zemo?
Oh yes, and he put on the mask.
Did he?
Yes, that is the legend of the con.
Oh,
he put on the mask. Yes, with the mask, Keenan, he knows. Or she knows. I'm not sure who Keenan is right now. But yes, Keenan knows. Don't want to assume. Keenan knows that, yes. Emo says, I'll be seeing you soon. Oh, hey, Keenan. Apparently they can join in if they push a button. Well, would love to talk to you, Keenan, so come on back. But yes, he puts on the mask. He says, I'll be seeing you both again soon. Here's the thing I think is the most fascinating thing. It is still called Captain America and Bucky.
Yes. And
the logo has the shield between them, which makes me wonder, is there going to be a back and forth with this shield? Is this really the Captain's America show?
Well, that's what I was wondering from day one, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. And what's important to think about it is, like, I kind of feel it's going to be like two guys who don't necessarily want it, but who feel obligated to carry it on.
It's such a big legacy. It takes the two of them to carry Steve Rogers' legacy.
Yeah, well, exactly.
What's up, fellas?
It's a little bit slower. Hey, Keenan, how you doing there? Welcome to the show.
I didn't know we could have
Thank
people.
You for having me. Thank you for having me.
Happy to do so.
From what I heard, Benzo, he activate another code word for the Winter Soldier. So I guess he's reactivated him. So I don't know what they did in Wakanda, if that's if Shuri can help him out, trying to, cleanse him, but
yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought at the end of that one movie, I thought Black Panther and Shuri were helping him. I thought they cleaned his brain out or whatever.
Yeah, well, you can't clean the brain, I mean, that's the thing. It's still in there, Yeah.
But what actually happened to Benzo? Like, I thought Black Panther, captured him or something. So how did he get away to even start this series?
Well, he's a criminal mastermind. And that's, And speaking of criminal masterminds and getting away, one of the other things that we have been hearing about is the idea of getting the Mandarin, the real Mandarin,
in Shang-Chi, yes,
in Shang-Chi. Apparently, and we were having this discussion earlier, Phil, about basically this idea of why do we even need Fu Manchu anymore? When we already own a Mandarin, it's not even worth the trouble to call him Fu Manchu.
They leaked some footage. That the Mandarin been around this whole time. I don't know if you've seen that footage, but in the first Iron Man, when he was in the cave, they had this logo on the flag.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the 10 rings.
Well, yeah, they mentioned the 10 rings.
Yeah, the 10 rings. The 10 rings.
It's in the title of the Shang-Chi movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and actually, oh no, go ahead, Keenan.
Also, they had a guy from the Ant-Man movie that had a tattoo on his neck with the 10 rings.
Oh,
Hmm.
I didn't even notice that. Ooh, that's cool. Well, it's interesting. The guy who was the leader of the bad guys in Iron Man 1, he actually in a couple of interviews said that he was the Mandarin. So I don't know if they're going to be bringing that actor back to be the Mandarin, the immortal Mandarin, but I think that it'd be interesting because he was actually kind of a cool actor, the guy who was the leader of the 10 Ring terrorist cell. But I also think that he kind of got a little too easily owned by a Stain with the sonic vibro device.
Yeah, I know. I think it's going to be one of those things where always lieutenants are like, "Oh, I am the Mandarin." No, I am the Mandarin.
Well, yeah, exactly, because everyone has to be the Mandarin. But
the thing about Phase 4, that I think it's going to be a lot of. Do you believe it's too much right now as far as moving on? Because I thought they was going more cosmic. But
What?
you think it's a lot of movies in the next 2 years? Like 11 films.
That is a lot.
Well, you got to remember, a lot of those are going on to Disney Plus. So it's like, and it is.
He's right. There are a lot of movies coming, but I think that's like their strength is like they do different genres. You do have the space stuff, and then you'll be on Earth with like Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange.
But it's a backstory with Shang-Chi. That's starting around the Iron Man beginning. So that's the setting of that. So they bouncing back and forth in timelines like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? But that worked for Far From Home, where they say, hey, all this stuff from the past, that actually is carrying forward. That was actually one of the central themes in Endgame, is that all this stuff from the past, that matters. And this is, for what it's worth, this is classic comic book writing. Every comic book writer longs for the day where they get to take that obscure character that they remember and get to make him the star of an episode, That's why Miracle Man is the first victim of the Scourge, because he was a low-rent villain from the third Fantastic Four book, and someone said, I want to bring him back to be the first person that the Scourge knows he has to kill. So
another Easter egg I want to drop on y'all is y'all know that the Far From Home Dimitri is the brother of Kraven the Hunter.
I know that I didn't know if they were making him Chameleon, because I know the Chameleon's name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and certainly he has a lot of qualities that could lend him to that. There's that secondary question: is he a Skrull? I actually wonder. Let's split the difference, because they're also saying that they might want to make Kraven Wakandan or Wakandan Russian. But his brother could be Skrull Russian. He could. It's just this idea. Hey, Skrulls have been on this planet clearly since the 90s, if not more. And the idea of Skrulls interbreeding and interpopulating, and a Wakandan and a Russian and a Skrull having a nice little triumvirate.
See, this kind of confusing with the Skrulls because through Captain Marvel, they kind of made them the victim of everything. But of course, we want the secret invasion, and we seen like the relationship between them with Nick Fury, of course, through Far From Home. Like, how do this turn around? How do this turn around from the Skrulls?
The thing to remember about the Skrulls is that, yes, they are the victims of the Kree. That doesn't mean they're nice people. In fact, in Captain Marvel, Talos as much as says, look, I have got a lot of blood on my hands. And to use the Black Widow phrase, I have a lot of red on my ledger. And he is not pretending he is anything other than as much of a killer as the Kree are. But they're at the disadvantage, and Captain Marvel is helping them because, like Captain America, doesn't much like bullies. But that doesn't mean that once the Skrulls get their feet underneath them, that they're not going to be just as much the bully as everyone else. There's nothing that says they won't do this and won't become that evil. In fact, I think pretty obviously they will. Honestly, I'm not 100% convinced that Fury is on that space station of his own accord.
Well, that starts the conversation of Sword. The space version of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, and that is an entirely another possibility. Although it's an interesting aspect of Sword versus Shield, is that Shield is a defensive weapon, a sword is an aggressive weapon.
And you know where Sword started, right? In the X-Men books.
Oh yeah, well everything starts in the end.
Well, I'm saying, I mean, there could be a tie to finally bringing in some mutants.
Yeah, well, we know that. Well, they have the mutants. They don't have any plans for the mutants right now, but as we've always said, it makes for a very easy origin story.
Well, yeah, because didn't Feige tease that they're doing Fantastic Four first?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Four in the works.
Here's my big prediction. They're actually going to get the original Fox Fantastic Four, including Chris, because here's the thing.
No.
No. Listen to this, okay? He's still under
Charlie?
He's still under.
Marvel took him out. Marvel took him out.
I knew too much. No,
this
there was
conversation.
no. Which Chris is that? Which Chris is that?
Chris Evans? What?
Chris Evans is actually, he was contracted for 3 Fantastic Four movies. He only did 2.
Yeah, but does Disney still have that? I mean, do they have the right to that contract?
Maybe they do, and you know that Disney's going to say, Chris, funny story, true story.
That was like 15 years ago. Come on.
Contracts and
Well,
contracts.
it was rumors, and the first Homecoming Spider-Man that Reed Richards was the one that bought Tony Stark's tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people keep wanting that. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, but it would.
Real subtle.
But they have said they want to go older, which maybe was just saying that they're not going to do that last group of Fantastic Four. That we definitely want to go older. We don't want to do young kid Fantastic Four. We don't want to do the Fantastic Four babies anymore. But it strikes me they could very easily get their original cast, get Jessica Alba back, get Chiklis back.
Chiklis, yeah.
Honestly, Mike Chiklis was such a perfect Ben Grimm.
It's too goofy. It's like the Spider-Man with the other Venom and the Sandman. This is like
first off,
Marvel with some more.
First off, the thing is goofy. And they won't put him in the rubber suit. They'll see.
Yeah, they can CGI that.
Yeah. They'll say, we're going to split the difference, Chickless. We're not going to make you wear the styrofoam on your face.
Let's be realistic with the MCU. What's the best way to actually introduce the Fantastic Four? Do we want to do after Endgame or another origin story?
Well, no. I mean, the best way to do it is just have that they were always there.
They could always do like the origin through flashbacks throughout the movie or whatever.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, and this is what again Endgame gave us when they go and meet Ancient One, and she's on top of the Sanctum, and she's like blasting all the freaking monsters out of the sky because she's doing her civic duty as a superhero in that universe. It's like, yeah, just because you guys are downtown doesn't mean the rest of us aren't helping. We're just not part of your team. And so the fact of the matter is, the Fantastic Four absolutely could have been smashing
on the other side of town.
Yeah, the other side of town, just smashing stuff, and that, and so the idea that the Fantastic Four, they're off-world a lot because they're explorers, it's like, oh man, Thanos was inventing goodness, we didn't even know, or like, oh, we were in the microverse, we were in the negative zone, yada yada yada. But the idea of doing that older Fantastic Four and bringing Chris Evans back as the Human Torch and letting him be that. Now, it's a lot of images of something I see good from the Human Torch, but I also want to see this character, this actor in another role. What do you think about this, Zac Efron? Zac Efron is the Human Torch. The Human Torch, but this is the case. He can also play Adam Warlock. Okay, well, we're getting Adam Warlock in Guardians 4, which is on the slate. I forget who's... James Gunn is back. James Gunn is quote-unquote back, as if he ever actually left. Right. They were still putting his credits on movies, man. That's all I'm saying. He was totally still there. He was still a part of the show. Guardians,
you say he wants somebody...
You're right. I don't know how many Guardians of the Galaxies there have been yet badges. I apologize.
It's two. It's just two.
Yeah, it's just been
we
two.
on volume 3. But they're trying to say the Asgardians of the galaxy because Thor joined the team, bro Thor.
Yeah.
So James Gunn
Thor.
had a recent interview where he's saying he don't want like the people's choice as far as like Keanu Reeves, Matthew McConaughey because they're old. He want a younger guy. And I think Zac Efron could fit that part. You know, he's fit, he's young.
I actually really like Zac Efron, so I'm totally down with that. You know, I just want them to paint him gold. I whoever it is, they just have to be painted gold. Unless you want to troll people and paint him silver, and I'm okay with that too.
Well,
you know, I'm down with the blue cord because I like when they taunt people like that. I will never let blue cord go, Philip. I will never let blue cord go.
I know.
So I mean, is Dr. Doom the most important villain with the Fantastic Four, or maybe they can start somewhere else? What do you think about that?
Well, you know, honestly, I actually think Dr. Doom is probably. Here's the thing: I love Dr. Doom. Don't get me wrong, but we've done Dr. Doom twice.
Doom needs to be like the next Thanos. They need to work up to him.
Honestly, I
think they can do that.
You really want to do Fantastic Four right? You go up against the Mole Man.
Oh yeah, they got some.
Bring him terrestrial.
I mean, every time they do Doom, it's like save them for the sequel.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, they can do a Nihilist, but again, I actually think Mole Man, and especially if we're doing that older Fantastic Four that actually has been around for a while, and they're facing it's our old nemesis, the Mole Man again. You know, and get. Well, we can't get Tyrion Lannister anymore, but because he's already tier tree. But I'm sure, honestly, not for nothing, I'm sure there's other short actors who would like work. So yes, we can get another Mole Man in there.
Hey, if Mahershala Ali showed us anything, you can play more than one role in the MCU.
This is true too.
Who else he played? Well,
he was Cottonmouth in the first season of Luke Cage.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, now he's
goddamn right.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said, man, you get an Oscar, they let you do what you want, you know.
I think he's like a perfect fit for the new Blade, though, as far as passing the mantle from Wesley Snipes, being modern, moving forward, and that's Phase 5.
I know
they leaked that as far as Phase 5. So
they must have so much stuff coming because I heard they were saying they were trying to decide what they announced at Comic-Con because they had so much stuff. They're like, okay, what are we going to announce? What are we going to hold back? So they have even more stuff coming.
Remember, they got New York Comic-Con and then C2E2 to do this stuff at too. You know, not to mention Disney 23.
Right.
Yeah, for the shareholders.
Yeah.
And that's where the big announcements come. But as far as the lineup right now, it looks pretty good. Like it's a lot of movies. They did a good job for the 2-year gap between Captain Marvel, Endgame, and Spider-Man. So you can see that it works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But is this going to be too much? This is going to come to the downfall of the superhero content, though. That's what I'm kind of skeptical about. Well, I know it's going to be a fantastic lineup, but still, it's like we need that Avengers feel again.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's Star Wars. I mean, they have such a variety of like characters.
Exactly.
And
unlike Star Wars, which focuses on one family in one galaxy on some
one setting.
In one setting. You know, it's like there's dozens of different characters, dozens of different families, dozens of different stories that you can tell. And not for nothing, you can always. I mean, you know, you think about it when you have the entire Earth as your location. There are so many stories you can tell on the Earth, and then go off and tell another story over on Spartax, you know?
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
New Avengers, Dark Avengers, the Illuminati.
Oh!
Let me tell you something. Who would you like to see next?
You know what Tristan suggested?
What?
he said they should do Norman Osborn as Iron Patriot, not as Green Goblin.
I mean, he's taking enough time. You can do both, but I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, but the idea is that if you're going to introduce, if you want to really flip the script, you introduce Norman Osborn as the next Iron Man,
and eventually work him into the Green Goblin. Because I mean, we saw in Far From Home. I mean, I guess there's like some kind of race to be the next Tony Stark. So
exactly, everyone wants to be the next Tony Stark, and
right.
And getting Norman Osborn in there to be the next Tony Stark to get the rights to the Iron Patriot armor,
maybe that's who was buying the tower, Norman Osborn.
Well, that's I mean,
that's what I was just going to say. I was just going to say that the building Spider-Man was flying through. They had rumors that might be Oscorp.
It could be Oscorp. In fact, that was when they first sold it. They were suggesting, it was basically everyone said it's either going to be bought by Norman Osborn and Oscorp, or it's been bought by Fantastic Four and the Future Foundation. But that's my actual thing. I think that if they do the FF, I want them to do the Future Foundation. Let's
talk about Far From Home real quick. Like, do you really think Mysterio dead, or
no? Not at all.
I think that's too strong of a character, too strong of a performance to let go so fast.
Or you can even have another character pick up that, his suit and stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, so there's two ways you can look at it. One is anyone can be Mysterio.
Right.
Anyone can, because really even 90% of the time we see Mysterio, it's actually just the hologram Mysterio.
I mean, it could be Zach.
The way they presented it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I was just saying, like, the way they presented it, it's like it's previous
how come the
Stark industry.
Red Hood, Joker's Red Hood, kind of looks like Mysterio?
Oh, well, we can
talk.
It
has like the dome head in the cape.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, Tristan likes to give his theories, but anyway. But as you were saying, Keenan.
I was saying, they like you said, they got plenty of people from the Stark Industries that got let go, that was in the bar, that can take the mantle,
exactly,
and continue the plan. And the guy that took the hard drive, maybe he's the one that can take over now. You know what I mean?
And not for nothing, just to give another level on this, Mysterio clearly had this plan, because he knew all the words that would be said, and it got edited in the way it did. And we have to remember that Nick Fury died in Winter Soldier. That there's this dendrotoxin technology introduced in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That can, make you look completely dead. Like, on a very real level, you're dead, but actually you're just in a complete static state.
I thought that was brilliant for still tying in Mysterio's origin story, as far as being a smoky mirrors type of guy with the barf technology.
Oh yeah, well, and of course that was and that's the thing. It's like you always have. That's the thing. It's like all these stories, you always have to update it, because as people will point out, in the 1960s, circuses were a thing. They were a viable art form that people spent real money to go see, and they would travel the country, and you would go and see the circus. That is so alien to people nowadays. I mean, I've taken my kids to a circus. I took my kids like one of the last Ringling Brothers circus, because for me it was important. It was for them. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Is like that was once a thing that existed, and now it no longer exists. So if you take Mysterio and you want to tell him in this modern age, it's like, well, how do you do it? And it's like, well, he's probably going to be using holograms and mocap suits. And that's literally what they did. And what I loved best about it was how his mocap suit is perfectly Mysterio's, hexes on his suit, That it's like, the mocap suit obviously needs to have all these grids so they can see where it's going.
Okay, I didn't plan to go this late, but I wanted to ask you. Did you see the cast list for Eternals? Like you
I
got
know Angelina Jolie's still in it.
Angelina Jolie, Selma Hayek, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani. I mean, and they said they still haven't announced Cersei. So I'm like, who's bigger than like Angelina Jolie and Selma Hayek? I'm like,
So she's not going to be. So she's not going to be Cersei.
no. Angelina Jolie, I think they said was going to be Thena.
Thena.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm like,
I don't know about that.
They changed the roles up. I wanted to ask y'all that too. Like, how essential is the Eternals in the MCU or just Marvel? Period.
well, more so now since Inhumans didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing about the Eternals is they are bound to the Celestials. It's a Celestial storyline, and the Celestials,
was there in the beginning of time.
Well, exactly. The Celestials are always going around causing trouble. Now, of course, the reason they come to Earth,
and they have to get them out there because DC's working on New Gods.
Yeah, I don't think Marvel thinks too much about DC.
And the Inhumans failed.
Yeah, I mean, Inhumans failed. Sure, I mean
that should have been.
But
that should have been.
And to be clear, the Inhumans didn't fail. That Inhumans series failed. There are still lots of Inhumans around.
I'm saying they should have won for the movie. They should not. They should have won.
Yeah.
That deserved the movie budget. I mean they were setting them up to fail.
It deserved a good director, Philip.
Well,
the actors wasn't that high caliber, so
that
could have played. I think they had the perfect Black Bolt. Like, okay, but they had a perfect Medusa, but that's about it.
Yeah,
I actually think that both those characters were very poorly cast.
Well,
I will tell you,
the acting of, but the look and I think the look of Black.
Keenan, have you ever seen The Good Place?
The Good Place. Well, who?
The Good Place. It's a series on NBC. They have an actor.
Let me see.
Yeah,
Hold on.
It's got Ted Danson.
Oh yeah.
But there's a character in that in the first 3 episodes, or actually I think maybe like the first 5 episodes. He has to be completely silent, and he is such a good silent actor. And I watched this guy and I said that guy should have been who they cast as Black Bolt because he was perfect. And that was the thing. Now he's Asian and all that kind of stuff, but the fact of the matter is like. They should have thought, okay, who can play a silent actor, not who looks like Black Bolt. And again, it goes into this idea that I think that Scott Buck didn't always think about storytelling as much as he thought about what visual he wanted to give. But he didn't understand that the actors had to give that visual. So
I think the episodes kind of dragged out what the story really should have been about, and they had to just produce a certain amount of episodes.
Yeah,
and it's just
honestly,
storyline slow.
You could write a whole thesis about why Inhumans failed, and pretty much all of them are A+ theses because there are a lot of reasons why it.
But Black Bolt is essential to the Illuminati. What's I was going back to say? Like, who should be the new team? Should they come out with a new Avengers? The Young Avengers first? Should they come up with the Dark Avengers first? Like, what do you think from Phase 4 moving on?
Well, I mean, I maybe you're going to get them in the background, like Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, but it's like they said. I mean, there is no Avengers movie this next phase, so.
Well, no, but they could very well start showing an Illuminati group. In fact, you'd be using old Cap as the founder of this guy who says, look, there needs to be this wall. We need to do this. And maybe Cap becomes the guy who founds the Illuminati. He does still have peak human intelligence, let's not forget. So he does actually fill that Reed Richards role very well.
Yeah.
And, bringing in people, and hey, maybe he still knows Namor,
I don't know if any of those guys...
I don't know if any of those... Go ahead.
I was going to say, any of those guys who are left, I think, who would be running an Illuminati or something. I mean, I think probably Black Panther.
Right.
I mean, he's got money. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they play up his intelligence enough in the MCU, but I mean, he's smart. I mean, his sister is very smart. So.
Yeah, they don't play his intelligence up though. It's just like
Yeah, no, because I think they try to play his sisters up more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which they should.
Oh, yeah,
to
definitely.
definitely really show her skills. But yeah, you're right though. I definitely agree with that. What about Namor? Because they kind of leaked some kind of activity with him in the end game. Okay, we having some underground tremors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that could or
Unless you're saving
that
him for
could be
free.
the Mole Man.
Oh yeah, Mole Man.
Got tremors. That's the Mole Man.
Yeah.
You love that Mo Man, huh?
I love me the Mole Man, man. He's the number one villain, the first villain.
He's got giant monsters.
He's got giant monsters. He's got Gaiju
I
that he
know.
sends to attack. Who Tristan loves Gaiju.
There's like your
Kaiju. I'm sorry.
there's like your Godzilla stuff.
Pardon me.
Here, yeah.
It's either Craven the
Correcting my
Hunter,
pronunciation.
or Namor for Black Panther 2. And that can be real subtle
Yeah.
into a Black Mantis type of Atlantis feel.
Yeah, I mean, it would be awesome. There's so many great things they can do. We just gotta wait for them to do it, you know?
Let's say, what do you think about that comparison though? Like, is it too much for the non-fanatics?
I mean,
Namor,
you know what?
From Aquaman just coming out.
People accepted
recently?
a talking raccoon and his best friend a talking tree. At this point, Marvel said, "Okay, let's see what people think of that." They said, "Oh, we love that."
I think that's how you introduce it. You're just to people. You're just like, oh yeah, this is like Marvel's Aquaman. But then once they get in there, they see the differences.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of differences.
Yeah. But that's how you introduce a non-fan.
Mostly no.
What's the biggest difference between Namor and Aquaman? Just can you brief me?
Yeah. Well, one was actually raised in the sea and one was raised on Earth, and that is a very big difference between how they see where they're from.
See, yeah.
Okay.
And Namor has pointy ears and wings on his feet, and also likes to show off the abs. Although current Aquaman likes to show off the abs too, so you know.
Okay.
Kind of lost that differentiation.
All right, we're running late. So, Keenan, any final thoughts on what you want to see? MCU.
Oh man, MCU is excited. It's gonna be real exciting. Like, man, two years of 11 movies and series. I want to thank y'all for having me on here and discussing this stuff. And man, I'm just excited. I'm waiting to see what's coming to life. I want to talk about the mutants though. What's the best way to, from y'all opinion, to really introduce in the X-Men?
Yeah,
where they were in the comics, they just showed up one day.
Right? Is it pre-snap?
It doesn't need anything more than that. It's like, mutants.
I mean, yeah, I could do a pre-snap or just like, just have the team already running and then just do flashbacks throughout the movie or whatever.
Yeah.
So they focus on Wolverine more, or focus on Xavier?
No, you got to focus on Cyclops, the avatar of the Crimson Man of Cyttorak. That way you tie in the mystical qualities of it as well.
And one more thing. Will we ever see a Gambit movie?
No.
Oh, my God.
Never.
I think
never will you see a Gambit movie.
I don't want to say never. I mean, I think he works better solo than with the team, but that's just me.
You might see a Disney Plus Gambit series. That's what I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate the time.
Oh, thank you. Hey, do you want to give any social media before you go, Keenan?
Oh, no, I'm good. Y'all find me on Get Vocal.
Problem,
find me on Get Vocal.
Get vocal,
That's right.
kids.
You
can be friends with Keenan too, just like us. And Badges, our new best friend as well. And Big Bad Brad, who's also watching us right now. We love these guys. Okay. Anyway, Philip, let's close out the show.
Yes. All right. For those of you new people, I mean, again, everyone on the podcast is probably like, what's the same business as usual? All right. You can send in your thoughts. Stay tuned. We do shows all through the week. Capes and Lunatics at gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Capes and Lunatics, at Capes Lunatics on Twitter. We have Capes and Lunatics on Instagram. We have a voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And check out Work in Progress, capesandlunatics.org. Charlie?
And, of course, if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our mothers and fathers once did a decade or so ago, do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And, of course, if you'd like to follow me on the Twitters like the young hip kids do, as I live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Cloak and Dagger, The Orville, and any other show I dang well please, follow me at Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsselCR. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
Equality.
Bing. Thank you, Mom.
Love boys. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I thought we were going to get the more stuff, but yeah, it was all Marvel. I mean, Marvel dropped a ton of stuff on us.
It's always.
Did you hear about the Picard?
I heard about Picard. We'll talk Picard.
Yes.
Next week.
Data.
Before his name.
He upgraded back to Data. Riker, Troy. 7 of 9.
I like her back, and I like her back better with the short hair. But
It's been how many years?
I know everyone else wants to change their look. I know.
You have to show the passage of time, Charlie. I said.
That's why I grow the mustache.
Since when? It's been a while since you had that mustache.
I know. Well, I just got hired, so we're gonna see what we can do.
Look at him dancing.
Yeah. Hey, Keenan's got the mustache. He's got the facial hair.
Little bit.
Respect the staff.
X-Men vs. Avengers.
Oh, next time.
Could be a thing. So, Phil, who are we?